Welcome back to the channel. My name is A-bomb and welcome to something that's becoming a bit of a tradition here on a-bombfm, and that is the yearly look at one of the TheMadScientistFM's throwback databases for Football Manager. So this is the third time that we've done this. Back in 2019, back in FM 2019, we had a look at his 2003-2004 database. Last year it was the 2006-2007 database. This year we're going back a little bit further. We're going back to the 2001-2002 season. So again, thank you very much to the Mad Scientist FM for creating this database. It takes a lot of time. Like, the guy hasn't had time to play the game this year because he's been creating this database, and it takes a lot of effort and a lot of time. I'll leave a link to Mad Scientist's socials in the description, to his Twitter and his Twitch page. I'll also leave a link to get the database for yourself. I think as this video is going out, it has just been released to the public for free. So go and find that if you want to have a look at it yourself. So this video, we're just going to have a look around the database and see, how some teams look back in 2001. We're going to do another video where we're going to simulate to present day in the database. So we're going to go to 2021, but in this database, and see how things change. And I'm also going to do a video where we're going to look in a bit more focus at some wonder kids from 2001 with these players. So you look at some of these world-class players here like Barthez, Vieira and Ryan Giggs. The way that he's created these players in FM21 is he's taken the attributes from Championship Manager 2001-2002. So that's the way that he's basically created this database, using these players and giving them, the reputation that they should have. I did a season on YouTube on the database last year with Sheffield United back in 2006, and that was a lot of fun. I might do something similar again this year. Of course, I'm in the middle of the Stour save at the moment, so I might revisit this later on once we finish Stour, but we'll wait and see. So we're going to have a look around this database and see what there is. So, we're on the Premier League. Let's start there. So in 2001, Manchester United were the Premier League champions with their 7th Premier League title. A lot of the teams that we see here are in the Premier League at the moment. You've got your Liverpools, your Leeds Uniteds. They'd been down in the Championship and League One for a while before returning to the Premier League. You've got Newcastle, Villa, Everton here. You've got teams like Ipswich in the Premier League and Sunderland, who we haven't seen in the Premier League for a little while. Middlesbrough here. Derby County managed to get survival last season. Charlton Athletic are here. And then you've got the newly promoted sides in 2001. You've got Fulham, you've got Bolton Wanderers, and you've got Blackburn Rovers, of course, former Premier League champions one time. We'll start with the Premier League champions, shall we? Manchester United, of course, managed by Sir Alex Ferguson. And having a look at this team, again, you've got 2001. So, your class of 92 players are probably in like the peak of their career. You think Ryan Giggs at 27 years old, probably about as good as he's going to get. Look at those physicals: 18 pace and 19 acceleration, 20 flair. At 27, Ryan Giggs is probably the best he is at his career. We've got both Neville brothers here, of course. We've got Silvestre at Manchester United, Juan Sebastian Veron, who had just joined from Lazio, £28 million. Because Veron didn't really have a great career in the Premier League, was a bit of a disappointment. Defensively as well, they just lost Jaap Stam. And then up top, of course, we've got Andy Cole, we've got Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Ruud van Nistelrooy has just joined Manchester United from PSV Eindhoven and had a fantastic season for United in 2001-02, I believe winning the PFA Player of the Year. And of course, you've got your class of 92s. We mentioned the Neville brothers, Nicky Butts there. And we have David Beckham, 26-year-old David Beckham, of course, before his move to Real Madrid. 20 crossing, 20 free kicks, 20 passing. Moving on, we've got Arsenal. Arsene Wenger in charge, of course. This is before the Invincibles. David Seaman still in goal at Arsenal, 37 years old. Of course, this was also the World Cup year, 2002 World Cup in Korea, Japan, where Seaman was lobbed by Ronaldinho. And then you got, even players from like the 90s like Dixon and Adams and Keown still here, probably coming to the end of their careers. And then you got Sol Campbell, 26 years old. Of course, this was the season that he turned on Tottenham Hotspur, became one of the biggest Judases in football, joining London rivals Arsenal. And then, you've got some of the players that we know from the Invincibles like Lauren, Ashley Cole, Perez, Henry. And in the youngsters for Arsenal as well, we've got Kolo Toure here. We've got Matt Upson. We've got a young Jermaine Pennant, just 18, on loan at Watford. Of course, he will move on to Liverpool in the future and Birmingham. And then going into United's youngsters, which we didn't really do. You've got a young John O'Shea there. You've got Luke Chadwick, Danny Webber. We'll have a look at my team. We'll have a look at Liverpool, managed by Houllier. And of course, they've just come off that unique treble that they won in 2001 with the League Cup, the FA Cup, and the UEFA Cup. Dudek is a new signing this season from Feyenoord. We've got Marcus Babbel, one of the better right backs at the time. Centre backs Sami Hyypiä and Stefan Onsho. We've got Carragher here as well. Steven Gerrard at 21 years old. England in the England fold at this time, of course, 2001. England memorably winning 5-1 in Germany. That World Cup qualifier. And then you got, players like Redknapp and Patrick Berger and Nick Barmby, coming to the end of their Liverpool careers. And then up front, we've got Robbie Fowler and we've got 21-year-old Michael Owen. 2001, winning the Ballon d'Or, the last English player to win it. I think one of the only English players to win it. He's rapid, 20 pace and 20 acceleration, 19 finishing. One of the best strikers and one of the best players in the world at the time, Michael Owen. And then going into the Liverpool youngsters, you've got people like Kirkland and Warnock. Leeds United predicted to finish 4th. Let's have a look at this team then. David O'Leary's in charge. So you've got Paul Robinson and Nigel Martin in goal. Rio Ferdinand at Leeds United, 22 years of age. Of course, he had that big move to Manchester United after Leeds falling into financial trouble. Ian Hart. 23-year-old Ian Hart. Look at that. Just a fantastic left back. Harry Kewell, one of the big talented players around 22. It's just a very, very good and young squad. And had they not fallen into financial trouble, this Leeds team could have gone on to win titles, definitely. Robbie Keane and Alan Smith up front as well. Mark Viduka's here. It's just a phenomenal squad. And then you've got Chelsea, of course, who, haven't fallen into the Abramovic money yet. It's still a couple of years before that happens. But, you can see some of the players coming through, from that time, like Lampard at 23 years old. And then you've got John Terry at centre-back, who is just 20 years old. It's that sort of transitional period for Chelsea where they haven't fallen into the money yet and they're not winning those big titles, but it's not too long before they do. But going down to the Championship, we find Manchester City, managed by Kevin Keegan. And this was after they got relegated. And yeah, long before they fall into their money from the Arab owners. And then down here, you got Wolverhampton Wanderers. You got Wimbledon, who were relegated in 2000. And, not long before they fall out of business. And then you got teams like Stockport County in the Championship. They fall all the way down to non-league after a little while. And Grimsby as well. So let's have a bit of a further look around Europe then. Let's have a look at Real Madrid, because Real Madrid in 2001, Florentino Perez has just become president, in 2000. So we're, just at the start of that Galacticos era at the moment. So they've got Figo. You can see Zinedine Zidane there, who they just signed the world record transfer, £47 million. It's the very start of the Galacticos era. You've got some people that have come through, the youngsters, players like Raul, and then you've got signings like Figo, like Zidane. We're yet to see players like Beckham and Ronaldo come to Real Madrid, but, it's not long before they do. And here you've got Roberto Carlos as well, at 28 years old, left back, just a violent free kick taker. That left foot is one of the best in the world, the best ever. Roberto Carlos at 28. And then you've got Barcelona. Of course, at this point in time, Messi would probably be in the academy in La Masia. But they've got some good players still. Saviola, in previous iterations of this sort of throwback database, has gone on to become a phenomenal player. Patrick Kluivert. We've got Rivaldo at 29 years old. Look at those 20s. Iniesta, just a 17-year-old Andres Iniesta with the world in front of him. And Xavi as well, 21. Barcelona, you're seeing these players here, they've got so much in front of them. 14-year-old Lionel Messi with 12 dribbling. 12. I wonder what he comes into. I wonder how good he becomes. And then, we've got Pepe Reina here, we've got Piqué, Fabregas, all these players in the Barcelona La Masia side. Looking at the rest of La Liga, Valencia and Deportivo were right up there. Deportivo, I think, won the title this season. I might be wrong, but I'm pretty sure they won the league this year. But one team that isn't here is Atletico Madrid, because they're in the Segunda Division. You know, a lot of the players here, I don't think I recognise them, but if we go into the B team, we can see Fernando Torres, a 17-year-old Fernando Torres. You know, pretty quick for his age, 16 finishing, very determined with that 20 flair. You know, we're talking like 6 years before he joins Liverpool. He's in the Atletico B team. He's had a few senior games for the senior team, but again, 17-year-old Torres. Let's move over to Italy. So let's have a look at AC Milan in 2001. So we've got Abbiati, we've got Dida, who's out on loan, Paolo Maldini and Costa Curta, two, you know, really good defenders. AC, you know, multiple-time European champions. Gattuso's here, Pirlo, Inzaghi, Shevchenko at AC Milan. Where's Kaká at this point? Kaká is still in Brazil, still at Sao Paulo, a 19, and, you know, he hasn't even come to Europe yet. What about Inter? Let's see what Inter Milan look like. So Inter Milan, we've got Toldo in goal, Materazzi, Zanetti. Two Zanettis, in fact. Clarence Seedorf. Here's Ronaldo, 24 years of age. Of course, multiple goals in the World Cup in 98, 2002. Even more goals. And we've got Christian Vieri as well, who himself was a previous world record transfer at 28 years of age. His transfer from Lazio was the biggest. Do they have any good players in their youth? Any noticeable players? Pandev, who's still scoring goals for Macedonia to this day against Germany of all people. And here's Adriano as well. Is this the correct one? This is the right Adriano, right? Yeah, from Flamengo. Okay, so you've got Adriano, of course, famous for having that 99 shooting power on Pro Evo. So Juventus, Lippi is in charge. Buffon is just 23 years old, still playing to this day. And then we've got Thuram, we've got Edgar Davids, Zambrotta, Nedved, Del Piero, Trezeguet. This is a good Juventus side as well. You see, German football around this time, I don't really know what was going on, to be honest. I mean, here's Oliver Kahn, of course, in goal for Bayern. They've got Sanyol, Hargreaves in Germany, Roque Santa Cruz, Pizarro. Where's Robin at this point? Is he still in the Netherlands? Iron Robin at Groningen, 17 years of age. Iron Robin, is he still cutting inside and shooting with the left foot at age 17? I mean, he's with 20 fitness. He is a wonder kid. I mean, the only big place we haven't looked so far is France. So let's have a look at Paris Saint-Germain, shall we? Sylvain Distin and Bernard Mendy are here. It's Gabriel Heinze before he moved to United. JJ Okocha is here. Here's Ronaldinho. He was at PSG at this point, 21 years of age. Of course, I mentioned him earlier. Lobbing David Seaman. Here he is. Again, determination and flair at 20 and an elite attacking midfielder. I mean, we could look at this all day, and I'd love to, but I'd like to keep this video at a sensible length. So we're not going to look much further than that, I don't think. I mean, we've had a look at, you know, some of the biggest teams in Europe. You know, there's a few players that are going to be sort of still in Argentina or still in Brazil. That was a really fun look around the database. If there's anything else that I haven't shown that you maybe like me to show, or anything you'd like to know that, you know, wouldn't take too long, then leave it in the comments below, and I'll do my best to get back to you if there's something, you know, specific that I didn't show. We're going to have a couple more videos looking around the database. So the next one we're going to see, we're going to simulate 20 years into the future to present day and see how things have changed. So we'll be going to 2021 in this database. So we'll be starting in 2001 and jumping ahead 20 years to see what's changed and how different things are in this alternate 2021. And then we're also going to do a video where we're going to look in a bit more focus at some wonder kids from this sort of time and see how they develop in their careers. So that's something else I'd like in the comments as well. I'd like a list of wonder kids that I can look at in the video. So yeah, leave those in the comments as well. I've got, you know, a decent list, but if there's any that you think should be on there, then let me know. But once again, thank you very much to the Mad Scientist FM for putting in the work on one of these databases again. Like I say, it's becoming a bit of a tradition on the channel. It's the third time that we've done this, and it's a lot of fun every time. And it's great to see, you know, these sort of throwback things in games from today. Like, I'd love to go back and play Championship Manager. I never actually played it because I wasn't really into management games back then. So it's great to see, you know, these players from yesteryear in a game that came out 6 months ago. It's really, really cool. And if you did enjoy it, then do drop a like on the video. And again, leave comments. Let me know what sort of stuff you'd like to see and what sort of wonder kid you'd like me to go through in that video. Yeah, comments and likes are the best way to support and help the channel. So yeah, make sure you do those. And of course, if you haven't done so already, or if you're new, then do subscribe and turn on notifications. We're on the road to 1,000 subscribers. So let's see if we can get there soon. And again, all the links to Mad Scientist's socials will be in the description below. So you can check out his database for yourself. And yeah, just let him know how you liked it as well. Maybe show him a few bits and pieces, because he's always excited to see what sort of stuff you come across. I think sharing that sort of stuff's really good as well. So yeah, definitely give him some love on Twitter as well, because he puts a lot of work into these, believe me. But that's going to do it for this video. Thank you for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If you did, again, drop a like and all that stuff. Thanks for watching. I'll see you soon. Goodbye.